Hey guys, first 2 pages in the Unit 4 review test. Good thing to do before you do the first 2 pages in the math test. They always look very similar. I will put the answers online too, so it's a good idea to actually not only do the work, but to check your answers. So the first one's looking at fractions, unit fraction, because it's divided into 4 equal pieces. So the unit fraction would be 1/4. So if you look at the amount that is shaded, that would be 1/4 plus another 1/4 plus another 1/4. And then this last fourth is not shaded. So really it'd be 3/4, which would be the answer. But, so select the letter that shows the shaded fraction. Mark all that apply. So this would be that one, 3/4, and it would also be that one. The 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. So C and D. Alright, the next one, I'll let you actually put in the answers. But when I look at it, the shorthand is in the 11 o'clock hour. The longhand is right after the 30 and before the 35, so I'd say 33 or 34, 11:34. And then this one you'd have to divide into 6 equal pieces. 6 is actually really tricky. It's easier to do fourths, because then you can cut it in half and eighths and everything. So 6 equal parts is tricky because it's you gotta divide it into thirds first. So I divide it into 3 equal pieces. Then if I divide each of those pieces, oops, that one wasn't very good. In half, I'd end up with 6 pretty equal pieces. I'm going to do this whole thing over. So there's my thirds, and then I divide each of those in half, and I'd end up with 6. So if you have to shade 4 of them, then you'd have to go in 2, 3, 4. So what fraction does the shaded part represent? So each of these would be 1/6, and you would have 4 of them. Alright, next page. Well, this is an elapsed time problem. She starts the homework at 6:30, spends 35 minutes doing math, 40 minutes doing science. What time does he finish? So on this one, it's asking a couple of different questions. So first, you could just count. So if I did 35, so I would take that 30 first and go to 7 o'clock. And then I know I'd have to add 40 plus another 5. So I'm looking at 7:45 is when he finishes. So you'd have to add the 35 and the 40 to find out how much he spent on homework. Now remember that 60 minutes is an hour. So a puzzle penguin would say 75 minutes. And you could say 75 minutes, but that's not one of the options. So you have to make you have to make an hour, or you have to group into an hour. And then this one I'll just let you guys do, but the one hint I would give you is that know that this is 1/2, and 1/2 is the exact same as 2/4. So if you can find 2/4, you can find 3/4.